Alright everybody, how's it going? We are going to put in my blue LED strip lights. I have 4 strips like these, but I'm only going to put 2 in the front, and I'm just pretty much going to show you how I do it. I took these out of my last truck I was in, because I put them in, and I'm going to show you how to do it to where you could use the factory switch, because I'm going to show you real quick. You see how we got a red light come on down there? And you can see it right there, hopefully. Well, that's this switch right here. The first click turns on the red lights, and then the second click turns on the red light and the top lights above the passenger driver. So I'm gonna show you how I tap into that to where I can still use the switch, because I'm not keeping that red light and I'm disconnecting that red light. Now I got this whole bunch of connectors and strip ties and all that good stuff. We're gonna be using these two, blue and red. So I'm gonna show you guys down here. Go ahead and turn this light on. You see this little pocket? You pull this out and it falls out. Pretty much everything on these newer trucks you could just pop out. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down there and we're gonna look for the power wire going to that light. So let's see. Alright, so this is most likely the wires, the wires for the light right here. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this off, and then boom, as you can see I pull it and this strings out. So we were correct. Now next thing is we're gonna disconnect that. First, go ahead and turn that off. I don't know how this is gonna be with no lighting, but you can see how it is. Alright, so you gotta disconnect it. There's a little clip on this end that you pull out, and then you could pull the wire out because there's a little tip on it that keeps it in there. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna hook it up closer to the top up here, or probably it'll be further out here, because the LED lights are gonna be going under here like I had them last time, and then I'm gonna run them in between here, but further up to where you can't see it. Up here, further where you can't see it, in between here, and then I'm running across here. And it is gonna be well more than enough wire to get to here on both sides. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna strip these because there's no need to strip these. So we're gonna leave them as is, and I'll show you from there once I figure out what's what. Alright, right now, before I get further into it, I got 2-sided tape. Now this is basically the same stuff that came with the LEDs. Same stuff that came with the LEDs. I could peel it off, but there's sections to where it's still sticky. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna leave it on. I was able to get 2-sided tape from the shop last time I was in the shop, from the mechanic. And the reason why that did that is because I accidentally cut too much the last time I used it, so it went all the way through, so it's gonna be in parts. Which, it's not a big deal. I really don't need to roll it out the whole way, but just going to. That way you get no slack or sag. is thicker, so whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Not to touch it that much, but we'll see. That's how I have it. That's how it's gonna stay. As you can see, it overlaps, but you're not gonna be able to see it. So right now I'm just gonna leave it like that, and that way if I do take it out, it'll be a lot easier to peel off, because I probably won't want to deal with it, and go from there. So far I'm gonna do that, and when we get ready to actually stick it on underneath, then we'll just pull the tape off. Alright everybody, prime example real quick. As you can see, you don't see anything. It's all normal, natural. Then you crawl down under here, and then you can see the LEDs. Wow. I got them in there, because this honestly just pulls out. You pull it, and then you got clips in there, and then push it back in. So what I did, as you can see, I wrapped it, I brought the cord, pushed it up, and technically it was on the ground right here, and then I just pulled it over and then pushed it up, grabbed it up from here. As you can see, it's right here. So now all I gotta do is run it and hook it up to this, and then go. Alright everybody, so hopefully we get this done real quick. Now, I don't have any light. So an example real quick. You got your positive and negative. Now, you got a solid, and then you got a solid with a stripe. Solid with a stripe is supposed to be the negative, and then the solid is supposed to be power. So over here, it really doesn't say much to help you out, but the gray is the negative, and the white's the positive, if I'm correct. It could be vice versa, but that's how I'm going to look at it. And to show you how I did it, I got the black with the gray stripe, which actually it matches too, because it's gray stripe. I just put it in the pin right here, and then I'll do the same thing with the solid, and boom, they come on. So now, since I know that, I'm gonna put it up here, because it's gonna take too much freaking cutting and hard work just to strip this tape. So now I'm gonna put the negative on this side, and all I'm gonna do, as you can see, there's two holes on this I forget what it's called, on this connector, two little slots. So the main that you're connecting to goes on the inside, is how I do it, and then the one that you're putting in to connect to it goes on the outside. Now it's up to you on how far out you want this to be, and then you close this and get some pliers or whatever you can to crimp this little pin right here. And what that does is it pierces both wires and gives them a connect to each other. So since this one's pierced and this one's pierced, it's like a positive thing. Hard to explain. I'm not gonna explain it. I'm bad at explaining stuff. But pretty much that's how it's gonna look. But the difference with me is I'm gonna have both wires from the LEDs sitting with each other. show much. Let me use my phone, I guess. Try to use my phone. But now, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off because I've already measured where I'm gonna put this, and it's pretty much gonna go somewhere like that because it's no different than my last truck. So I'm gonna put it right here like that. That way on this side I could tuck it in and you won't see it. And this isn't gonna be tight to where it's gonna pierce the wires or anything. It's just gonna be able to where I can tuck it in there and then follow it down and come up. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so I got them stripped, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put them up here. Put it up here where I want it. So there you have it. This side's gonna be hanging because I ain't putting nothing over it on this side. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. Usually have they have those plastic little pry tools. I forget what they call them, but I don't have any. So we're gonna work with what I do have, which is my hands. Alright, so now this one wants to be difficult compared to the last one, because this one, I think this, no it's not, yeah, but let me see, this one just pulls out, but yeah, this one has screws on this side, and on the top over here there's like 2 or 3, but I could still get it to work. Just feed this down. That way I don't have to take the whole panel off. I hope you guys can still see, because otherwise it just sucked. Okay, now you see I was able to get it down there and cut it across. So brought it in and I pushed it over. And as you can see, my arm is in here. So I'm pulling it out, and then boom. So now the only thing that sucks is I might actually have to put some tape on this end. So double-sided. Well, there's double-sided on this end, just this side doesn't want to freaking stick. But it's not a big deal. We'll deal with it. But I don't want to pull it the wrong way to tighten it like I'm doing now, but we're gonna leave that as it is. Now we're gonna push this back up and clamp it. And I got something to fix that. Not a big deal. Something simple. And then now And these, all you gotta do is like pull them open like that to get the wire, to get it into the wire you're trying to connect with. And then you can push it down again. That way it gives you a little bit better, gives it better to work with. Come here. Now I'm going to cut the two ends of this one. I don't know why this one wants to be a pain. Alright, so those two are cut. We're going to do the exact same thing like we did on the other side. Throw them in there. Come on. Make sure they're all in the place I need them to be. Oops. Yeah, I gotta have that off anyway. So hopefully you can still see. Ah, damn it. Then we're gonna push it down. I always like to make sure they're tight. Alright, so then you're gonna crimp it like that, and voila, we got power. Just close them up. And that's it. It's pretty much plain and simple. You guys, I'm just gonna fix this a little bit, make it look a little bit better, but something simple and easy without doing all the extras. It's pretty easy. As you can see, you got your lights. It looks pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my flashlight, my phone light. I'm gonna turn these lights off back here and just give you guys a visual. There you have it. Your blue LEDs in the front, and it's coming off of your factory switch. One click up, on, and then 2 clicks turns on all the lights up here. Normally this is how I used to drive at nighttime. Turn my LEDs on, and boom. Now, the back, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know if I'm going to even attempt. Because in reality, mentally, I don't know. I might take all this stuff out as soon as I put it in.